Greetings, guys. Thanks very much for joining me here at www.rainwalker.us. This video is at the top of my mental health page, and here we're going to start to learn about my so-called Rainwalker's fundamental theory of human mental health. In this first video, I'm going to introduce the central hypothesis that I'm asking everyone to notice, and then I'm asking you to fund me so that I can oversee the verification of my ideas. And hopefully, as I'm proven correct or even incorrect, we'll work on implementing the insights of neuroscience that I propose and that I draw upon in my theory. So in this video, we're going to just talk about the central hypothesis. And before I do that, let me point out that I'm very well aware that both experts and normal people like me might be coming to watch this mental health video. For those of you who are experts, some of these terms are probably familiar with you. And while I've done my best to adopt the traditional terminologies of the scientific, psychological, and neuroscientific vocabularies, be aware that I may be using them in a slightly different way from the way that you use them and that others in the PhD realm might be using them. So just bear with me. And then for those of us who are normal like me, just hang in there, and we're gonna approach the whole theory like tightening the bolts on a tire. So if you didn't know, the way to change a tire basically is to go ahead and set it against the car, but then you're only going to do a little bit of tightening on bolt number 1, okay? So not all the way, just a little bit of work on bolt number 1, then you come across the wheel, it's almost a different part here, and then tighten a little bit on bolt number 2, and then across the wheel again, 3, 4, 5, like this, and then you have to repeat this process. All right, and so it's a really great mental analogy, I think, for learning, because the theory is kind of complex, and I think it makes more sense to different people coming at it from different angles. So in this one, we're going to do kind of strict theory. In other videos, I'll tell more about how I came to discover it and actually how I sort of came to test it out in trying and failing. And I think those narrative stories or narrative approaches to the theory are also going to be very helpful. Okay, so what is the Rainwalker fundamental hypothesis of mental health? It's right here. It is this statement, and it's a mouthful. So take a deep breath and use the video technology if you want to pause. The optimal method of establishing, maintaining, and recovering human mental health in this Rainwalker fundamental theory, okay, across all development, maturity, and aging, is to participate regularly in what I call vividly facially expressive, vaguely vulnerable, mutual asymmetrical mimicry intensive, careful conversations. Okay, here we go. There's the full visual there. Those are the most important concepts. And for those of you who are PhDs and are trained and educated as neuroscientists and psychologists, I know it's a little bit tacky to sort of label this in a branding way with this careful conversational thing and to capitalize it. But I just want to point out that I think it might be beneficial for me to be a little bit crude in order to be a little bit more productive. Okay, so we'll talk more about that in some of the other videos that are coming later. But basically, a careful conversation is an application of these ideas, and I'm going to go ahead and brand it because I have no other choice at this late point in my life except to be kind of a Batman, all right? And so if you think about superheroes, they all seem to have these superpowers. Like Wonder Woman has this amazing wrist power, and she can sort of knock everyone flat. Superman has laser vision. Some of the X-Men can sort of do these magical things, and Batman really doesn't do any of those things. He's just kind of a street fighter. And although I am a peaceful person myself, I guess I sort of feel like an intellectual Batman. I'm just kind of a crude brawler type guy. I'm not even rich yet, so I'm definitely not even Batman. Okay, well, there's an introduction to the Rainwalker fundamental hypothesis, and that's the centerpiece of the theory. In my next video, please join me for definitions of a few terms. Thanks very much for joining me here at rainwalker.us. If you feel that I've added value, please contribute using one of the PayPal donation buttons, and thank you for joining me. God bless you. Rainwalker out.